I'm like a mermaid. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a little bit of a transformation for you. We're gonna start with skincare again today. Let me know how you're liking these, including the skincare and the hair, like everything transforming. Let me know what you think, but today we're gonna start with skin. I've got my hair pulled out of the way because I wanna do a little bit of a mask before we get started and do my eyes while my mask is setting. When I can take my time with my makeup, that's something I like to do a lot. Today we're gonna use the Ahava Mineral Mud. This is a brightening and hydrating mask, so I'm so excited to use this with you guys. If you don't know, Ahava has really good products that are free of parabens. They're vegan, hypoallergenic, really good ingredients, and they've always been that way too. So many brands right now are trying to go vegan or trying to go clean, and you know, brands like this have always been doing it. So this is what the mask looks like. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about it. I do want to say quickly thank you to Ahava for sponsoring today's video. I am going to roll right into the benefits here. So this one is a brightening, energizing, and it is skin balancing. It does have the Dead Sea ingredients, so those are good for nourishing and hydrating the skin, and they also give a glow to the skin. This mask also has niacinamide, and it has Nutrients Brightener to provide a natural radiance and balance to the skin. It also boosts hydration and reduces redness, which you guys know, like I'm usually pretty red through here as well. I can't explain that one. But this one is just meant to give you nourishment, hydrated skin, and a beautiful bright glow to the skin. You want to leave this mask on for about 10 minutes. So what I've been doing lately when I mask while I do my makeup is to go ahead and let the mask sit while I do just my eyeshadow, and then I'm going to remove the mask with a damp cloth and go in with brows. And usually I've always done brows first, but I've actually really been loving it this way. This smells so good. It's such a pretty color as well. I'm very much a sponge girl when it comes to my foundation. I always get foundation brushes and I'm like, oh, should I get rid of them? But they're so good for applying your mask. You're not dipping it with fingers, spreading any bacteria, and you get a really nice application with a brush as well. This smells so good. It's almost like fruity in a way, the scent, but also like herbal. Does that make sense? So there is my mask applied. It's such a pretty color. I'm so excited. And I'm using this while I'm doing my makeup, but you can absolutely put this on at any point in time. It's also very gentle, and I love that it has such good ingredients. You guys know I'm all about the ingredients, and I'm usually like a bloodhound and I want to see what all the ingredients are. But I know when I grab an Ahava product, I can trust that it's good ingredients. I've used one of their hydrating masks a lot, and I also really like their lotions, like hand lotions and body lotions. I really like those. And because you guys know I love to talk about ingredients, I'm just going to highlight some of the main ingredients. It has mineral spring water, glycerin, you've got some squalene in here, niacinamide as I already mentioned. There's so many good ingredients in this. You've got aloe, hyaluronic acid in there. There's so many good things about this mask, and honestly it smells so good. It's such a turn off when a mask smells really bad and you have to like sit there with this really bad smell. Even though it may work, you're like, okay, I don't want to do this again. This one is not like that at all. It feels actually really refreshing. So I'm going to begin my eyeshadow process. I may remove the mask before I've really finished with my eyeshadow. That is perfectly fine. I just want to get started, and it's such a time saver too when you're like, oh, I want to do a mask but I don't really have time. You can absolutely do it this way. I'm using the Huda Beauty concealer, and it is so full coverage, but if you want your eyeshadow to pop, let me tell you. Oh my god, that's like pretty much white. What color did I get? This is the shade Whipped Cream. Oh gosh, this is too light for me. At least we know we can use it as a good base, because this concealer is not going on my face. Maybe I can mix it with another concealer that's a little too dark. This guy is bright. Today we're going to be using the Fenty Beauty Moroccan Spice Palette. As you guys know, I got this in my BoxyCharm. I have not used it yet. I have done a little bit of swatching, so I felt like this would be a good one to use. Also, I got a couple comments that said, can you please do some tutorials or use the product, show it, because so many of you got the palette as well. So I thought today would be a great day to do that. I'm just going to take this. We're going to go very neutral in the beginning. The first thing I'm going to do is just kind of pat right here, and I'm going into the crease area. I'm going to really get in there and pack that color in before I do a lot of blending. So it's going to look absolutely crazy, as if I don't look crazy already. Let's zoom in. Look how pretty this mask is. I'm like a mermaid. I'm going to take a nice big fluffy brush and start to blend. Sweep, 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 and circle, circle. I'm going to try to add a little bit of this peachy color right here. I think this is Cumin Get It. I think that's what that is. And then the peachy one, I'm getting confused because it's like this way. You don't like, never mind. I'm not even going to attempt to do it. I think this is Quicksand. God, I'm confused. I always get confused when the colors are on the back. Don't ask me why. So I'm going to blend that right over top and then kind of blend out as well. That one's a little dusty. I have to say there's a little bit of kickback that I maybe wasn't expecting. Before I remove my mask, I'm just going to match the other side and we'll get to a good place where I can come back and continue with eyeshadow. This concealer is not very tacky, so it's kind of nice if you are someone who wants to attempt to put eyeshadow onto a tacky base, but maybe you feel a little bit uncomfortable, because I know for years that was me. I was like, no, you have to set it, you have to put powder on your eyes or something. I was so into that I didn't realize, you know, how much nicer it could be to go in on a tacky base. So I don't know, maybe you're like me and that's a little bit intimidating at first. Don't feel intimidated, and this concealer could be a really good one to get you started. Everything's blending really nicely so far. I'm just gonna intensify the crease a little bit in any sections where I feel like it's not quite as dark. I think I've got a couple more minutes. Alright, so I think we're at a pretty good stopping point. I've got my eyeshadow started, and then when I come back we will get into skincare, finish off this eye look, and then move into the rest of my face. I'm loving this mask so far. It feels very cooling. It's not drying down. It's still creamy, which I kind of like because sometimes they're a little difficult to remove and I really couldn't do my eyes beforehand. So I'm going to remove this mask and then we'll come back and talk about how my skin is looking. Alright, so the mask is off. I just used a really damp washcloth to remove it gently, and it's actually a great one to do while you do your eyes because it was so easy to remove, and my skin feels like perfectly ready for makeup. Like I do want to use, you know, some hydrating products, don't get me wrong, but my skin feels very supple. It does not feel stripped or dried or anything like that. So when you're thinking about this Ahava mask, even though it says mud, I know some people have the idea that a mud mask is like clay or drying. With those Dead Sea minerals in there, it's so hydrating to the skin, and my skin feels amazing actually. Like a very bouncy, supple, and not dry in the slightest. So highly recommend to check out the Ahava Mineral Mud Mask. Like I said, I've liked all the other Ahava products that I've used, so I'm not surprised at all, but I definitely love this one. Smells amazing. My skin, I think, looks very luminous, very hydrated. You guys let me know what you are seeing, but I feel like I have a glow to my skin even with no moisturizer or anything on at all. And Ahava is offering you guys a discount, so if you use the code Amy30, it will save you 30%, not just on the mineral mud mask, but any Ahava products that you want to use that on. So go check it out. Any of their products, like I said, you can use and get a discount. So I'm so excited, and thank you so much to Ahava for hooking you guys up. I love that. And now we are ready to get into some makeup. I am going to finish off my skincare routine. I'm just going to use a few staples. So I'm going to use the Derma E Ultra Hydrating Alkaline Serum. So this one is just like a hydration booster. My skin feels great already, but I am going to be using a more matte foundation, so I just want to make sure I have tons of hydration. I'm also going to use the Ulla Henriksen Banana Bright Eye Cream. I have a little mini guy. The banana one's really good for just regular hydration and brightening. And then I'm going to use the Glow Recipe Banana Souffle Moisture Cream. And this cream is so different because when I first felt it, I was like, oh my god, it's not sinking in. And it just takes a moment, but when it does sink in, it's so hydrating. It smells at first a little bit like banana Laffy Taffy, and then the scent really goes away, so you will not have banana face all day if that's a concern of yours. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and finish off eyeshadow. I know this is kind of like a weird order of things, but I swear it's been working for me. Whatever works for you, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to take a really small blending brush. I think I'm actually going to take this shade, which is kind of like a plum. I think this is Fez Up. I become like completely illiterate when a palette has colors on the back. Like, I never know which way I'm looking. I don't know what's happening here, if maybe the concealer has just become a bit too dry or what, but like this color is not laying down, but it could be that it just like kind of dried down on its own. That color is not really doing anything for me. It's not adding a lot to this look. So I'm gonna go ahead and build it up a little bit more, adding a little bit more in the crease, a little bit more in the corner. That's better. Wasn't standing out at the beginning and didn't want to blend just right, but I think it may be this concealer because I've not used it as an eyeshadow base before, and that could be part of it. But I want something a little bit more dramatic. I did such a soft look yesterday. I'm really not sure which direction I want to go with this palette because you could do so many things. Ooh, that blue is really pretty. Here's a few swatches. They are gorgeous. I'm thinking about coating my lid in this shade and then maybe putting one of the brighter toppers in the center of that. This is definitely not my typical look, but it's definitely going to be sultry. So I'm going to take a little bit of a tacky eyeshadow base and kind of put it all over. It's going to look a little extreme at first. It's okay. Because I used a little bit of a tacky base, I can go crazy smoking that out and blending it without like wiping away what's on my lid. I feel like these looks that are like more smoky and dramatic always look a little crazy at first, especially when you do foundation afterwards, because you're just looking at it like, oh god, what have I done? Did I just make a huge mistake? We didn't. It's okay. What are you guys thinking? You think I look a little gothic at this point, or do you trust the process? What's your thoughts? I'm gonna swatch a few of these on the top row that are like lighter and shimmerier, more shimmery. Yes, got it. Oh, that one's pretty. Dang, why didn't I see that? So the others look like they're more like toppers, like these two especially, but that one's got some power. You know, if you like color too, you know how like daunting it can be to like pick one, and I'm just like, can I just use them all? I think you guys will be all right with this look once I get everything done, but for right now, it's like, what are you doing? I'm probably, because this is a smoky look, I'm just never gonna be satisfied with the blending because it does come off a little bit grungier, a little dirty, a little not so perfect, if you will. So I'm forever going to be at odds with that mentality because I want perfection. But I do want to take a little bit of a lighter color in this inner corner. So I'm gonna take this, like, I want to call it cashmere. It's like this light tan on this little Wayne Goss brush, and I don't think I'm gonna go in with anything on the center of the lid because I've kind of gone in another direction. All right, at this point, I really want to go in with some brows and start looking a little less crazy. So I'm gonna do brows off camera, and then we will come back and do the rest of my makeup. I put on my Benefit brows again today. I used Precisely Foolproof powder, and I need to use, I did it again. I keep forgetting to use my brow gel. This is the 24-hour brow setter from Benefit. This one's been my go-to for a couple months now. All right, so I'm gonna go in with some foundation. I haven't used my Juvia's Place foundation stick. Unfortunately though, I think this might have been a good match when I got it. Maybe. I matched myself in store, but I swear it didn't look so light. It does okay on my neck, but I do have a little bit of my Smashbox Studio Skin to kind of mix with it, which is a little bit dark, so we can come up with something. I'm gonna prime my face with the Tarte Base Tape Hydrating Primer. I've definitely heard some mixed things about this, but I just thought I would try it for myself and see, especially since I know this foundation stick is gonna be more matte. The Studio Skin will help reduce that a little bit because I've not been loving a matte finish lately. It smells like something familiar. It smells like the Hum Superfoods in the like tropical one. I swear it smells just like that. On top of that, I'm gonna use the Winky Lux Whipped Cream Primer. This one I'm so excited to use. So this is what it looks like. It's like a creamy whipped formula, but it's super light. Like when you look at it, you think it might be thick, but when you tap your finger in, it is not at all. It's like a very airy, totally like whipped cream. I'm gonna put that right here. I like that this is pore filling but not heavy. Like it definitely feels like it's going to get the job done, but it's not thick and heavy like you might think when you look at it. My pores have definitely looked filled. So I've got my Stands Out Beauty Sponge. That's what I'm going to use. Yeah, it looks light. We're gonna test this out. You know, sometimes these combinations don't agree, but I'm gonna use a little Studio Skin. Do this number. Ooh, I think this might actually be a good combination. Hello. Like sometimes when you Frankenstein these things together, it does not turn out well, but I think we're gonna be okay with this. We're just taking shots around here. This looks pretty. What? Okay, what a relief that that actually worked out. So I'm just gonna use a concealer that I already know that I like. This is the CoverGirl True Blend Undercover. I don't want to mix like everything like new, because then you just don't know like what combinations are working and what isn't. So this way at least I have an idea that, you know, I know how this concealer works. So let's see how it does with my Franken foundation. So I'm going to use today the Milk Blur and Set Setting Powder. Apparently I haven't used this one either. I thought I had maybe tried this one out. Clearly not. So making sure that any creasing that's occurred is gone. And I'm going to take a bit more powder just on a brush and lightly pat over the rest of my face. So I'm going to use some staples as far as face color goes. So the first thing I'm going to use is Benefit Hoola Light. Honestly, I've just been reaching for this so much. And for us fair girls out there, it is such a good color because it's not too orange. It's really more like a light golden. So I love this to add a bit of warmth. Also, they have a great color range. They have, is it caramel? I always forget the name of that one. They also have toasted. So they have a really good range of like light, hula, caramel, toasted, like all these really good ones. There's pretty much something for everyone, and I really like that. There's so many bronzer formulas that don't really give that deeper option, and I'm like, but what about them, you know? But now I have this as an option, and then I'll move into Hoola during the summer. Same old contour. I'm using the Sephora Collection Colorful Contour. This is in the shade Second Chance. This is just like a really good taupey kind of shade. This is why you have multiple brushes, because I just threw that one across the room. And then for blush, this is an old goodie. This is the Romantic Rose from Milani. And something about this one, I have to really dig into it now because it's so old. I need to replace that. I have the means to replace this blush, but I keep using it. I do love my Milani blushes though, and this is like a good neutral pink, almost like, I want to call it pink mocha or something like that, because it's still got a hint of neutral to it, so it's not overdone if you don't want to go with a blush that's a little lighter. And then taking that contour on a fluffy blending brush right down the nose. And I think I'm going to take that peachy shade that we used near the beginning and go under my lower lash line. Alright, so I do want to try out this Juvia's Place highlight. This is in the shade Cleo, which looks like this. Do a little boop. I think I put too much on my brush, so I'm going to do a little switcheroo. I went in with a little too heavy of a hand in the highlight, but whoa. So I'm kind of like dusting it on my hand first because it's so glowy, and that way I don't go too crazy, but this is so pretty. It's definitely got that like pretty wet shine to it. Looks so gorgeous. It's not emphasizing texture a whole lot, which is good. Always one of my major concerns with highlight, but that one looks so pretty. Next up, I'm going to try out the Fenty Beauty Full Frontal Mascara. So here is the packaging. So funny too that the Anastasia one, like it's not exactly the same, but it's like an ombre, and this is kind of an ombre. Interesting. I thought about doing lashes, but I think instead I just want to really test out this mascara and see what it looks like. So against this darker eye, it may be a little bit harder to tell, but I think I'm liking the way this mascara is looking. I do like the brush as well. So if you look here, it looks kind of flat, but if you turn it, you can see the different sides. So it's kind of just like two-sided almost. Does that make any sense? I think you guys understand. Okay, I like the way this one is drying down too. My eyelashes on this side are just like not cooperating. What's up with that, guys? So the question being, can you see my lashes and what do you think? I think they look pretty good. Look down, looking up. I'm pretty impressed with this one. I like the way that it's performing. These lashes over here though just don't want to stand up. They just want to lay down. That's my typical life. But I did try this without curling my lashes just to see what would happen. But next time I'll definitely give them a curl and see if that helps at all. I like the formula though. I don't have a lot of like flaking, fallout, anything like that. So I'm pretty happy. I'm going to go ahead and set my face with the Smashbox Photo Finish Setting Spray. So this is supposed to be like a really long wear one. So let's test. Oh. So far so good. For lips, I'm going to use this Steve Laurent Chic lip pencil. I have used this before, but it just felt like it's a good color with the lip I'm going to wear. So I'm just going to wear Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk today. I don't wear this one a lot and I just felt like pulling her out. Alright, so all that's left is to do a little bit of accessorizing in my hair. I'm going to use this little Foxy Bay wand that I got. Was this an Ipsy or what? I'm not sure. We're going to let that heat up for a second. What? There's literally like one bobby pin in here holding all that up. Okay. I have to say my makeup is pretty nice today. I think I'm liking it, even though this is not like my typical eye. It's really pretty. It's a little bit more nighttime and sultry looking. Ooh, okay. This got hot fast. Okay. I see you, Foxy Bay. So I'm going to use the Way Memory Mist, and to cut down on time, I just like to spray my hair. Also, I'm one of the laziest people when it comes to my hair. So usually what I do is pull it all to the front and then I'll start at the back and then just like throw the hair back. I usually use a straightener to do my hair, whether it be curling, straightening, or whatever. So I'm not like really good with wands. Wow, this got hot so fast. You can either do one side at a time or go back and forth, whatever suits you best. Good though. Look how curly that is. Wow. And I'm taking like a pretty big section when I do the front because I don't want that to be too tight a curl. Look at these curls. Oh my god. Okay, we need one more finishing touch. All right, so here is my finished look. I know this necklace isn't going to be for everyone, but I really like it. It's definitely a big statement, and that's from Happiness Boutique. I'll try to remember to link it. I did have a code. I'm not sure if it works anymore. I'll try to find out and put that in the description, but I think this looks really cute, and it's such like an edgy look, and the curls are more like girly and soft. But look how curly my hair turned out, and that literally took me just a few minutes. So I'm really happy. What do you guys think about my finished look? This one's definitely a little bit different for me, but I like it. And this necklace, I've been like waiting for the right moment to wear it, and I felt like a transformation would be the perfect time. So I hope you guys enjoyed transforming with me. Also, don't forget to go check out the Ahava Mineral Mud, and remember, you can use that code Amy30 on your entire purchase on Ahava's website. So that will be linked below along with everything else that I've mentioned in today's video. Thank you guys so much for being with me. Please leave me a thumbs up if you like this video and you want to continue seeing videos from me. Also, commenting will help a lot. And of course, don't forget to subscribe before you go. I love you guys, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye!